Whenever I go to my supermarkets in Mexico, it's like being in King Super or Safeway or Kroger. It really is. It's the same because so many Americans are there. Okay, and it's a great great place to be, and you will never regret it. You will never regret it. You'll love it. You'll love the sun, as long as you like the sun, that is. But you will never ever regret it. It's you're going to be retire. You're not going to worry anymore. You won't have the bills, the insurance bills, the water bills, this rates, that, school taxes, going to work in the cold. If you go to work, if you're not in California or Florida or whatever, Arizona or Nevada, I'm telling you, man, do it. Do yourself a massive favor. Get to Mexico. It's the best place to retire in the world. It is next to the United States. That's the beauty of it. So if you have family, they can always easily come. You can always easily go. Simple as that. You know, I would never ever. I tried Europe. I was going to go to Europe to retire. I said, no, not too far. Too much hassle. It's hassle. You know, Mexico is not hassle at all. It's like you're living in the US. I'm telling you, it is. And believe me, when you're in Puerto Vallarta and you're in an area, it's like living in Colorado and Aurora. It's the same amount of Mexican feel. Trust me. And it's nice. It really is a lovely, lovely place. And I would recommend it to anybody. And please come and enjoy it. Now, how do we do it again? I'm going to tell you once again, for about the 30th time, how to do this. And I want you to please believe that it's this easy. Okay? You get a ticket to any resort in Mexico. Now, when I say resort, it depends. If you want really, really boiling, crazy hot weather, go north. Excuse me. Go to the Yucatan, south, okay? Yucatan, Cancun, Playa del Carmen. Any of these resorts, you can live a mile or two outside the resort, so you don't have to pay the exorbitant, crazy prices in the cities. Or you can even go on the Gulf to Veracruz, in that area. Or you can go east, and you can go to Oaxaca, southeast to Oaxaca, which is an incredible place, not on the coast, but it's not far from the coast. Beautiful place to live. There I'd recommend. Then you go a little bit up and you come to a place called Colima. It's a state which has a very, very nice, some great resorts around there, you know, around in the Colima area. And there's a Colima city as well. I would really recommend that. A little quieter, and you go a little north and you get to Puerto Vallarta, Nuevo Vallarta, that kind of area. And Bucerías, where a lot of Americans live in Bucerías, and Sayulita and Punta Mita. You should, in that coast, it's the Nayarit coast. You get a ticket to Puerto Vallarta, and you can, that's the only airport for those resorts, okay? So you have San Pancho, San Francisco in the north, a little bit down is Sayulita, Punta Mita, then you have a place called Uncastle. I always get that name wrong. And then you have Nuevo Vallarta, Bucerías is right next to it, and then you have Puerto Vallarta a little down. That is where I'd recommend that you go as an expat, because I lived there, even though I'm in Colorado right now for a while, but I lived there and it's a wonderful place. You arrive at the airport after getting an Airbnb booked for a couple of days, okay? And once you get that Airbnb booked, you're in the hotel. You get a taxi there. And in Puerto Vallarta, when you arrive at the airport, do not get a taxi in the airport. Never do that. There's a lot of taxi companies and they send their reps. Need a taxi, need a taxi. No. You turn left. As you come out of the airport, there's only one way out. You turn left and you go across a bridge, and there are taxis waiting for you at half the price of what you would pay in the airport. I'm just telling you, because you're on a budget. Okay, you are getting your Social Security. You cannot overspend. Okay, and that's the reason I'm telling you. It's just to save you some money. get across that bridge and get a taxi to wherever you've got to go, where the Airbnb is, okay? And the Airbnbs in Mexico are between $30 and $50, maybe $70 if you want to go high budget. But they have everything, all amenities. The people are so helpful in Airbnbs here in Puerto Vallarta compared to other cities that I've been to. And you get that Airbnb, have a nice night's sleep, go out for a little bite to eat, because where the Airbnb will be, there'll probably be some taco places around, and go and eat some real tacos. Amazing. Mexican food is incredible. So you finally anybody's been to Mexico, you know I'm talking sense, okay? So anyway, get your Airbnb. In the morning, you will get out, if you're alone, if you're a single person, or with a wife or significant other, whoever that may be, and you go walking, and you will find signs in houses and apartments for rent. You can go online and look if you want. If there's anything that takes your fancy, and go online and go for a Departamento Serrenta, Puerto Vallarta. There's a million of them. And because Puerto Vallarta is building, they're going out. They're building like crazy. Okay, all you see is construction sites here in Puerto Vallarta. And they seem to build them very quickly as well. So anyway, because the area is really up and coming, and it's now you have a motorway between a great highway between Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara, where it used to take like 5.5 hours. Now it only takes less than 3 now. They have a direct highway, which is not cheap, by the way, but it's well worth it to save all that time. But anyway, so you get your Airbnb, you're going to look for a place. Within 1 or 2 days, I guarantee, you'll have to think about it. You know, you might have 5 places you want to move into, but you will get, by the 3rd day, you would have moved into your apartment. A furnished apartment with all the amenities, internet, water, which is very important in Mexico, because you can't drink the actual tank water, so you have to buy water in big, like 5-gallon containers. But if you have most of these Airbnbs, they have a filter system, so you have the water, or they might have a bottle turned upside down where you can pour water, whatever. But the thing is, it will be included, so you're going to have that included. Electricity usually isn't, so you're going to have to get your own account, but you can work that out with the landlords, whoever that may be. But anyway, everything's inclusive. You don't have to worry about anything. Just pay your money. I think you're going to need 2 months rent. Okay, so let's say you get an apartment for 10,000 pesos, fully furnished, hot and cold water, you have filtered water, you have internet. It could be a little more, it could be 11. You're going to need 2,200 pesos. Okay, sorry, 22,000 pesos, which is about $1,100. That's it. So that's your deposit, which is going to be your last month, okay? And you will pay the first month, last month. So it's going to be 1,100 bucks. You're in. Furnished apartment, beautiful, nice. Usually it has a balcony. You're within a mile of the beach, so you can either decide that you want to get a bicycle, or if it's 2 of you, both get a bike. You could have a little moped if you want, which they sell the electric bikes, which you don't need a license with, or even a helmet. And just enjoy your life, okay? And have a good time and enjoy. It's not expensive. You have cable, you have everything there, you have internet. You know, what's the difference? You know, you don't have to struggle anymore. And you're only talking about, let's say you get $1,700 a month. You're only paying 500 bucks for your apartment, all in. Okay, so you have to budget what you have left. And you might have a little money as well that you want to, change a few things, which you can do. So I'd recommend coming with a couple of grand at least, if you have that. But you don't have to struggle anymore. No matter what, the money's going to come into your bank account, your Social Security. And my recommendation is to open a bank account at a place called Intercam, which is the only bank that foreigners can use if they're not a resident. You can actually go there, but even before I became a resident, I had an account with Intercam, and you can just have your money transferred into Intercam. It costs like $3. Or you can do it with Western Union. It's only $3, $2.99 with Western Union. Transfer money from your bank in the United States to Intercam. Okay, now you're going to need a PIN, and it's called a clave. Clave, which is the account number, and clave, which is like a code for the bank, and that's how you do it. It's very, very simple. You can ask any expat who's there if they can help you, which they all usually can, because they're retired, and time is of no consequence, no object. Time, you have lots of time, you're retired. You don't have to worry anymore, you don't have to stress anymore. You don't have the big bills anymore. That's done. It's over, gone. And you can just live your life. Go to the beach when you want, go shopping when you want, eat what you want to eat. Your apartment's going to be beautiful. You're going to be there. It's only costing $500-600 a month, and you're going to be there, and it's going to be great. I mean, you might learn how the transport system runs, which I used to ride the bus every single day. And I know the buses. I know the exact way that they go, because in Mexico, on every bus, you have the destinations written like 10 different places on every bus, and I know them all more or less. After years, you begin to know them, and you know where the bus is going. You have to ask, because you see it there. It says Centro, which means Central. Got it. Get on the bus. It's there. So anyway, that's what I'm going to say, and I just hope that in the comments you actually, help me out as well by subscribing, and please press the like button, and I promise I'll take care of you in the comment section. I'll tell you exactly. Just ask me a question and I will answer it for you without any doubt about it. And I'm in a car, and there's a lot of people who are saying, I hate watching videos of people in a car. It's the first time I've ever done it. And I thought, why not? I'm here. It's kind of like a dusky night. It's going to get dark, actually. It's really nice out here, but it's a little chilly. Okay, although it's been a great afternoon, I can really feel the chill in the air now. So I just want to tell you I love you all, and thank you very much. And this is the Sarasota Tim way of retirement, and he's exactly right. God bless Sarasota Tim. Love you all.